The holo video depicting the torture and execution of human soldiers was broadcast throughout the galactic expanse as a brutal warning from the Thalorian Dominion to humanity. Submit to their rule or face annihilation. Private Daniel Carter writhed in agony as Thalorian Commander Zara and her soldiers flayed his skin, stripping muscle and sinew until only a bloody skeleton remained. As Carter's life ebbed away, the Thalorian message rang clear. Humanity had no option but submission or death. News of Carter's gruesome death reverberated across Earth, triggering shock and outrage. Billions watched in stunned silence before cries for retribution erupted globally. Riots flared in cities as demands for justice echoed across the globe. Earth's leaders convened urgently amidst the turmoil, revealing intelligence of a secret Thalorian plot for human genocide, viewing humanity's expansion as a threat to Thalorian supremacy. Earth's president addressed the world, exposing the Thalorian existential threat and vowing retaliation. Memorials honored Private Daniel Carter as a martyr who sacrificed everything to expose Thalorian malice. Candlelit vigils spanned from New Paris to Neo-Tokyo, uniting Earth in mourning and resolve. Behind closed doors, Earth's strategists devised plans to strike the technologically superior Thalorians, unleashing Earth's arsenal to defend against extinction. The Thalorians, dismissive of humanity's defiance, anticipated crushing resistance. Yet, the human response was swift and united, rallying allies and preparing for conflict. Earth's flagship, the ESS Avenger, under Admiral Sarah Hayes, led Earth's most advanced warships. Their cloak technology evaded Thalorian sensors as they struck key military targets across Thalorian space, shattering the Dominion's defenses. Simultaneously, Earth's intelligence disseminated evidence of Thalorian atrocities, igniting rebellion among enslaved races. Resistance cells sprang up across occupied worlds, challenging Thalorian rule. Commander Zara, hailed as a hero for Carter's demise, ascended to Supreme War Commander, pledging human annihilation. Thalorian forces mobilized against Earth's onslaught, confident in their technological advantage. Admiral Hayes, confronting Thalorian resilience, deployed Earth's mind control technology, sowing chaos within Thalorian ranks. Exploiting vulnerabilities in Thalorian shields, Earth's forces penetrated deep into Dominion territory. Captain Alex Morgan led a daring raid, capturing Thalorian leadership and intelligence crucial to Earth's strategy. Interrogation unveiled a chilling revelation: the Stellar Annihilator, capable of destroying star systems. Earth's leaders, alarmed, authorized Epsilon Squad, led by Sergeant Emma Clarke, to infiltrate Thalorian space and neutralize the Annihilator. As they navigated perilous space, tensions mounted among the squad. Encrypted transmissions revealed the Annihilator nearing completion, intensifying the mission's urgency. With stealth engaged, Epsilon Squad breached Thalorian defenses, poised to thwart the Dominion's ultimate weapon. Connor's voice crackled over the comm. "This is it, Epsilon. Humanity's future depends on this. Let's make Earth proud." Stealth generators hummed to life as they closed in on the Thalorian fortress, preparing to strike. The Thalorian fortress loomed ahead, a formidable structure bristling with defenses designed to repel any intruder. Epsilon Squad stealth ships maneuvered through the asteroid fields surrounding the fortress, careful to avoid detection by Thalorian patrols sweeping nearby sectors. Inside the lead vessel, Sergeant Emma Clarke reviewed the tactical readouts with a focused intensity. The encrypted Thalorian transmission they intercepted had confirmed their worst fears: the Stellar Annihilator, a weapon capable of unimaginable destruction, was nearing completion deep within the fortress. "Everyone, stay sharp," Clarke's voice came over the squad's private comms channel. "We're approaching the coordinates. Prepare for insertion." The squad members nodded grimly, checking their gear one last time. Specialist Ramirez adjusted her personal shield generator, ensuring it was primed for combat. Lieutenant Patel reviewed the schematics of the fortress on her datapad, pinpointing the likely location of the Annihilator. As they closed in, the tension among the squad was palpable. This mission wasn't just about stopping a weapon. It was about safeguarding humanity's future against a ruthless enemy intent on domination. Stealth generators holding steady, Captain Connor reported from the cockpit. "We're approaching the outer perimeter." The Thalorian fortress loomed larger now, its intricate spires and energy shields shimmering under the distant light of nearby stars. Connor's hands moved deftly over the controls, guiding the stealth ship towards a concealed entrance identified from their intelligence. "Prepare for breach," Clarke ordered, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. "Ramirez, Patel, you're with me. Connor, keep the ship ready for extraction." The squad members nodded in acknowledgement, their expressions hardened with determination. As the stealth ship glided closer to the fortress, Clarke activated their cloaking technology, masking their approach from Tholian sensors. "Initiating breach sequence," Ramirez announced as she interfaced with the ship's systems. A faint hum filled the air as the stealth ship synchronized with the Tholian fortress's security protocols, momentarily bypassing their defenses. The ship slipped through the outer perimeter undetected, slipping into the fortress's interior like a shadow. Inside, the corridors were a labyrinth of alien architecture and automated defenses. Patel navigated their path with precision, guiding them deeper into the heart of the fortress towards their objective. "Keep your eyes peeled," Clarke whispered as they moved cautiously through the dimly lit corridors. Tholian guards patrolled sporadically, their angular forms moving with an unsettling grace. They encountered their first resistance near a vital control room. Tholian guards, alerted to their presence, opened fire with energy weapons. Clarke and her team responded swiftly, returning fire and using cover to neutralize the guards without casualties. "We're nearing the central chamber," Patel reported as they advanced. "The Annihilator should be just ahead." Their hearts pounded with anticipation as they reached the towering doors of the central chamber. The air crackled with energy, and the faint hum of Tholian technology resonated through the walls. "This is it," Clarke said, her voice a quiet command. "Ramirez, see if you can access their systems and disable the Annihilator." Ramirez nodded, her fingers flying over her data pad. The doors slid open with a hiss, revealing the ominous silhouette of the Stellar Annihilator, a colossal weapon of destruction aimed at the heart of humanity. "We've got company." Connor's voice crackled over the comms as Tholian reinforcements flooded into the chamber, responding to the alarm triggered by their intrusion. The squad moved into action, engaging the Tholian guards in a fierce firefight. The battle raged as Clarke and Patel provided cover fire while Ramirez worked frantically to hack into the Annihilator's controls. "Almost there," Ramirez grunted, her brow furrowed in concentration. "I just need a bit more time." Tholian forces pressed closer, their alien weapons unleashing bursts of energy that sizzled through the air. Connor expertly piloted the stealth ship, providing support fire from above, targeting Tholian reinforcements trying to cut off their escape. "Got it," Ramirez exclaimed triumphantly as the Annihilator's systems blinked offline. "The weapon is disabled." With the threat neutralized, Clarke signaled for extraction. Connor maneuvered the stealth ship into position, its cloaking field keeping them hidden from Tholian sensors as they made their escape. As they soared away from the Tholian fortress, the tension in the cockpit eased slightly. Clarke allowed herself a brief moment of relief, knowing they had averted catastrophe for humanity, at least for now. Back on Earth, news of Epsilon Squad's success spread quickly. Celebrations erupted in cities across the globe as humanity rejoiced in their victory against the Thalorian Dominion. But Clarke knew this was just the beginning of a long struggle against a powerful and determined foe. "We did it," Connor said quietly, his gaze fixed on the stars ahead. "For Daniel, and for all of humanity." Clarke nodded, her thoughts already turning to the challenges that lay ahead. The Tholian Empire would undoubtedly retaliate, and Earth would need to be ready. But for now, in the quiet expanse of space, they allowed themselves a moment to savor their hard-earned triumph. "Prepare for hyperspace jump," Clarke ordered, her voice steady. "Let's go home." As Epsilon Squad made their way back towards Earth, the gravity of their accomplishment began to sink in. They had not only thwarted the Tholians' devastating weapon, but had dealt a significant blow to their enemy's strategic capabilities. Yet, amidst the relief, there lingered a sense of unease. They knew the Tholians would not take this defeat lightly, and the battle for humanity's survival was far from over. On Earth, celebrations were short-lived as intelligence reports poured in, detailing Tholian preparations for retaliation. Admiral Hayes convened with Earth's top military strategists to assess the next steps. The Thalorians, renowned for their resilience and ruthless efficiency, were already regrouping forces and bolstering defenses across their empire. "We've bought ourselves some time," Hayes stated, her voice commanding yet tinged with caution. "But we can't afford to rest on our laurels. The Thalorians will strike back, and we need to be prepared." Plans were swiftly put into motion to fortify Earth's defenses and expand alliances with alien species opposed to Thalorian tyranny. Epsilon Squad's success had galvanized support among enslaved races under Thalorian rule, sparking rebellions and resistance movements across occupied territories. Meanwhile, Sergeant Emma Clarke and her team underwent debriefing, sharing crucial intelligence gleaned from their mission. The captured Thalorian leaders revealed insights into the Empire's inner workings, including plans for a massive retaliatory strike aimed at Earth's vulnerable sectors. "We need to stay one step ahead," Clarke emphasized during the debriefing. "The Thalorians won't stop until they've crushed us. We have to anticipate their moves and hit them where it hurts most." Admiral Hayes nodded thoughtfully, her mind already racing with strategic countermeasures. Earth's scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to analyze Thalorian technology captured during the raid, searching for weaknesses to exploit and innovations to integrate into Earth's military arsenal. Days turned into weeks as tensions mounted across the galaxy. Thalorian warships massed at strategic choke points, preparing for a decisive confrontation. Earth's fleet, bolstered by newfound alliances and technological advancements, stood ready to defend against the impending storm. In the midst of preparations, personal sacrifices weighed heavily on the minds of those tasked with defending humanity. Sergeant Clarke found herself haunted by memories of fallen comrades and the weight of responsibility resting on her shoulders. "We've come too far to back down now," Clarke mused to herself one sleepless night, staring out into the starlit sky from her quarters aboard the ESS Avenger. "We owe it to Daniel and everyone who's fought and sacrificed to keep going." The imminent clash between Earth and the Thalorian Empire loomed like a dark cloud on the horizon, casting a shadow over the galaxy's fragile peace. Leaders on both sides prepared their forces for what would undoubtedly be a battle of epic proportions, a struggle that would determine the fate of countless worlds and the future of galactic civilization itself. As Earth braced for the onslaught, alliances forged in the crucible of war strengthened, uniting disparate species under a common banner of defiance against Thalorian oppression. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see whose resolve would prove stronger in the crucible of conflict. And amidst the uncertainty and fear, whispers of hope persisted, a belief that humanity's determination and resilience could yet tip the scales in their favor. For Sergeant Emma Clarke and Epsilon Squad, their mission was far from over. They would stand shoulder to shoulder with allies old and new, ready to face whatever horrors the Thalorian Empire unleashed in their quest for dominance. As dawn broke over Earth, casting its first light upon a planet united in defiance, Clarke knew that the coming battle would test them all like never before. But she also knew that they had faced insurmountable odds before and emerged victorious. "Prepare for battle stations," Clarke commanded, her voice steady with resolve. "Today, we fight for our future." And with that rallying cry, Earth's defenders stood ready to meet their destiny, whatever it may bring. The tension in the command center was palpable as Admiral Hayes surveyed the holographic displays showing the Thalorian fleet amassing at the edge of known space. Reports streamed in from intelligence operatives embedded within Thalorian territories, detailing the enemy's movements and preparations for war. "We've detected multiple Thalorian task forces converging on key sectors," Commander Ramirez reported, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "Their fleet composition suggests they're preparing for a coordinated offensive." Admiral Hayes nodded grimly, her mind racing through possible strategies and contingencies. Earth's defenses had been bolstered in recent weeks, thanks to the combined efforts of human engineers and allied species sharing their technology and expertise. Yet, the Thalorian Empire remained a formidable adversary, with advanced weaponry and a strategic acumen honed over centuries of conquest. "We anticipated they would retaliate," Hayes said, her tone resolute. "Now, we need to show them that humanity will not yield." Across Earth's defense network, fleets stood poised and ready, their ships armed with the latest in plasma cannons, shield technology, and hyperspace-capable fighters. The ESS Avenger, flagship of Earth's fleet, hummed with activity as crews made final preparations for the impending battle. In the corridors of the Avenger, Sergeant Emma Clarke moved with purpose, checking in on her team and offering words of encouragement. The crew, a mix of seasoned veterans and eager recruits, reflected the unity and determination of Earth's forces. "Stay sharp, everyone," Clarke said as she passed through the bustling corridors. "We've trained for this. Trust in your training and in each other." The tension on board was matched by the atmosphere on Earth itself. Cities hummed with activity as civilians prepared for the possibility of conflict. Emergency drills were conducted, shelters stocked, and evacuation plans updated. The gravity of the situation weighed heavily on everyone, from military personnel to ordinary citizens. As the Thalorian fleet advanced, Admiral Hayes issued orders for Earth's forces to engage cautiously, aiming to disrupt enemy formations and exploit any weaknesses. The first skirmishes erupted on the fringes of human-controlled space, with Earth's fighters launching hit-and-run attacks on Thalorian supply lines and outposts. "The Thalorians are adapting their tactics," Commander Ramirez reported, her brow furrowed as she monitored the battlefield. "They're using their superior numbers to try and overwhelm our flanks." Hayes nodded, her mind racing through potential counter-strategies. Earth's fleet commanders coordinated their responses, employing hit-and-fade tactics to harass the Thalorian forces and draw them deeper into human territory. In the midst of battle, Sergeant Clarke led Epsilon Squad on daring sorties, targeting Thalorian command vessels and disrupting communications. Their stealth ships darted through enemy formations, unleashing precise strikes before slipping away into the void. "We're holding our own," Clarke reported to Admiral Hayes during a lull in the fighting. "But the Thalorians aren't backing down. They're determined to break through our defenses." Hayes clenched her fists, her eyes fixed on the tactical display showing the ebb and flow of battle. The Thalorians pressed relentlessly, their ships unleashing barrages of energy blasts that tested Earth's shields to their limits. "We can't let up," Hayes said firmly. "Keep them off balance. Use every advantage we have." As the battle intensified, casualties mounted on both sides. Earth's medical teams worked tirelessly to treat the wounded, while repair crews scrambled to keep damaged ships operational. The toll of war weighed heavily on everyone, a reminder of the stakes they were fighting for. On Earth, rallies and demonstrations erupted in support of the fleet, with civilians gathering in solidarity and defiance against the Thalorian threat. Leaders addressed the public, calling for unity and resilience in the face of adversity. "We will not yield," President Thompson declared in a televised address. "Humanity's spirit cannot be broken. We will fight for our future, for our freedom." The words resonated across the globe, fueling determination among Earth's defenders and rallying support from allied species. In distant corners of the galaxy, resistance movements rose up against Thalorian oppression, bolstered by Earth's defiance and determination. Back on the ESS Avenger, Admiral Hayes continued to strategize, adjusting tactics in response to the evolving battlefield. The Thalorian fleet, though relentless, began to show signs of strain under Earth's relentless assault. "Keep pushing," Hayes urged her commanders. "We're wearing them down. Maintain the pressure." As Earth's forces pressed their advantage, cracks began to appear in the Thalorian defensive lines. Squadrons of fighters broke through enemy formations, targeting vulnerable capital ships and supply convoys. The Thalorians, caught off guard by Earth's resilience and ingenuity, struggled to regroup and mount a cohesive counterattack. "We've disrupted their command structure," Commander Ramirez reported, a hint of satisfaction in her voice. "Their fleet coordination is faltering." Hayes nodded, a glimmer of hope flickering in her eyes. Earth's forces had weathered the storm, and now they had a chance to turn the tide of battle in their favor. The Thalorians, accustomed to swift conquests and unchallenged dominance, found themselves facing a resilient adversary willing to fight to the last ship. In the final hours of the battle, as the Thalorian fleet retreated under heavy losses, Earth's forces pursued cautiously, wary of falling into a trap. The remnants of the Thalorian armada scattered into the depths of space, their dreams of swift victory shattered by Earth's steadfast resistance. "We did it," Hayes said quietly, a mix of relief and exhaustion in her voice. We held the line. Cheers erupted aboard the ESS Avenger and across Earth's fleet as news of victory spread. The battle had been won, but the war was far from over. Earth's leaders knew they would need to remain vigilant, prepared for the Tholians' next move. As the stars glittered overhead, casting their light on a galaxy forever changed by the conflict, Sergeant Emma Clarke allowed herself a moment of quiet reflection. They had faced insurmountable odds and emerged victorious, but the fight for humanity's survival was far from over. "Prepare for repairs and recovery," Clarke ordered her team, her voice steady despite the fatigue weighing on her. "We've earned a moment's rest, but there's still work to be done." And with that, Earth's defenders set to work, repairing their ships, caring for their wounded, and preparing for the challenges that lay ahead. The Tholian Empire, bruised but far from defeated, would undoubtedly regroup and seek vengeance. But for now, in the aftermath of battle, Earth stood united and resolute, ready to face whatever the galaxy threw their way. As Earth's forces regrouped and tended to their wounded, intelligence reports trickled in, indications that the Tholian Empire was mobilizing for a final, desperate strike. Admiral Hayes and her commanders convened once more, their minds racing with plans and contingencies. "We've weakened their fleet, but they won't give up easily," Hayes stated, her voice echoing through the command center. "Prepare for their next move. We can't afford to let our guard down now." The Tholians, driven by pride and desperation, assembled a formidable armada at their remaining strongholds. Their leaders, stung by the unexpected resilience of Earth's defenders, issued orders for a concentrated assault aimed at Earth's core systems. "We've intercepted their communications," Commander Ramirez reported, her eyes scanning the tactical data. "They're massing their forces for a direct assault on Earth." Admiral Hayes nodded grimly, knowing that the final battle for humanity's survival was about to unfold. Earth's fleet, battle-hardened and united, prepared to defend their homeworld against the Tholian onslaught. "We'll hold them here," Hayes declared, her voice carrying a steely determination. "This is our home, and we'll fight to the last ship to protect it." The Tholian armada surged forward, their ships arrayed in a massive formation that blotted out the stars. Earth's defenders stood ready, their ships positioned in a defensive perimeter around the planet, their weapons primed and shields at maximum strength. The battle erupted with ferocity unmatched in recent memory. Energy blasts and plasma bolts filled the void of space as Earth's fleet engaged the Tholian forces in a desperate struggle for survival. Squadrons of fighters darted through the chaos, weaving between capital ships and launching precise strikes on vulnerable targets. On board the ESS Avenger, Sergeant Emma Clarke and Epsilon Squad led daring sorties against Tholian command vessels, disrupting their formations and creating openings for Earth's fleet to exploit. The squad's stealth ships darted through the fray, evading enemy fire and striking with surgical precision. "We've got them on the ropes," Clarke shouted over the comms, her voice filled with a mix of exhilaration and determination. "Keep pushing. Don't let up now." Admiral Hayes monitored the battle from the command center, her eyes flickering between holographic displays showing the unfolding conflict. The Tholians, though relentless, began to falter under Earth's relentless assault. Their once impenetrable formations fractured as Earth's forces exploited weaknesses in their defenses. "Target their flagships," Hayes ordered, her voice cutting through the din of battle. "Focus fire on their command vessels. Break their chain of command." Earth's fleet obeyed without hesitation, unleashing a barrage of concentrated fire on the Tholian flagships. The enemy's leadership, caught off guard by Earth's tenacity and tactical acumen, struggled to regain control as chaos spread throughout their ranks. "We've breached their lines," Commander Ramirez reported, her voice tinged with disbelief and triumph. "Their fleet is in disarray." The tide of battle turned decisively in Earth's favor. Tholian ships, battered and outnumbered, began to retreat in disarray, their hopes of conquest shattered by Earth's unwavering resolve. Earth's fighters pursued relentlessly, targeting fleeing vessels and preventing the Tholians from regrouping. As the last remnants of the Tholian armada scattered into the depths of space, Earth's fleet regrouped around the ESS Avenger, their victory hard-earned and well-deserved. Cheers erupted aboard the flagship and across the entire fleet as news of the decisive victory spread. "We did it," Hayes murmured, a mix of relief and pride in her voice. "We held the line and defended our home." On Earth, celebrations erupted in cities and settlements across the globe. People poured into the streets, waving flags and banners, rejoicing in their newfound freedom and the defeat of their tyrannical oppressors. Leaders addressed the public, praising the bravery and sacrifice of Earth's defenders. "We stand united," President Thompson declared in a speech broadcast across the planet. "Today, we have shown the galaxy the strength of humanity. Together, we will rebuild and ensure a future free from tyranny." Amidst the celebrations, Sergeant Emma Clarke and Epsilon Squad gathered on the Avengers Bridge, their expressions a mix of exhaustion and satisfaction. They had faced insurmountable odds, endured hardship and loss, and emerged victorious against an enemy bent on domination. "For Daniel," Clarke whispered, her voice barely audible over the jubilant cheers echoing through the ship. "For all of us," Lieutenant Patel replied, her gaze reflecting the shared determination and resilience of Earth's defenders. And as the stars glittered overhead, casting their light on a galaxy forever changed by the conflict, Earth stood united and resolute. The Thalorian Empire, once a looming threat, had been vanquished through courage, unity, and the unyielding spirit of humanity. "Prepare for the next chapter," Admiral Hayes said, her voice echoing with quiet resolve. "There will always be challenges ahead, but together, we will face them head-on." And with that, Earth's defenders turned their gaze towards the future, ready to rebuild and forge a new path among the stars, a path defined by freedom, unity, and the enduring spirit of defiance that had secured their victory.